Okay, so we're into September.
September.
Yes, Glen Peloso, trend spotting. It's time. But,
yeah.
but we're already looking ahead to what?
To Christmas, because this is what's going to happen, and it happens every year, sometime around now, because I think that what happens is September comes and we've been conditioned, we go back to school, some big project starts, I'm now going to be in grade 8 or 10 or whatever you're going to be, but the same thing happens because when we get older, we're like, oh, September, I need to do something, and so then people think, I need to renovate, we need to fix something, and then it's going to be, oh, let's get these things done before Christmas comes.
We have people, okay.
And so often what happens is somewhere around November 10th, someone calls it, hey, we really want to like redo the kitchen for Christmas. I'm like, it's a crazy idea, don't do it. But they want to do things because, you know, things are going to happen, and I use the same phrase every single year. I'm like, listen, relax. I know it feels to you like Christmas is coming, and so is Jesus, but it's just your Aunt Susan. She's coming back next year. Let's get this done properly, as opposed to trying to squish it in before the Christmas season happens. But there are a bunch of things that you can actually do. But if you're, like, for instance, the place to start out with, though, regardless of what it is you're doing, is create a floor plan. So, you know, I gave a couple of examples, and basically what it is, you're going to draw out what the room has currently, all the furniture that's in the room currently, and then go to say, now this is what we've got, this is how we're going to change it.
Are you doing this? Am I contacting a designer like you to do this? I'm not making my own drawings?
You could do your own drawings if you want to. It all needs to be done to scale so that you know how things move around, or you could contact a designer. I mean, I think the right place to start is with the designer. Often people call a contractor to start, and I'm like, it's a little bit like going to the airport and saying, I'd like to take a trip. They're like, we do trips, that's what we do, but you need to decide where it is that you want to go.
Where you're going.
So you need to sort of say, this is what it is that I want to do, and then once you've already made all your decisions about what's the product I'm going to use, what's the furniture I'm going to use, what's the flooring I'm going to use, then the contractor can come in and say, okay, well, this is the price to do the things that you have selected, versus getting them to select, because they don't want to select, they just want to go and do the work, right? So there are some things that you can actually do. I'd say start really, really small. You know, for instance, if you want to change up a bathroom, a powder room, something like that, that's something that you can successfully do.
Rather than main floor kitchen, that's where it gets.
You can't take out walls, it's too late, you know. You may be able to say, like, you know, we'd like to change the hardwood in the main floor. That's something that you may be able to do. Taking down a wall is impossible because people forget that once I take the wall down, there is no floor under that wall. So now I need to replace the floor, and then I probably need to replace the floor on the whole level. But you could do something like replace the hardwood flooring in a couple of rooms on the second floor. You could probably successfully get that done, but you need to start planning that now.
But even making changes like we're on the hardwood right there. Like even changing up the hardware, that even looks different for Aunt Susie.
Yeah, no, totally. So you might say, I just want to take the kitchen, I'm going to change all the hardware in the kitchen, and that's going to create a dramatic effect. Even just, I'm going to put this down, but even saying, you know, we're just going to change all of the backsplash in the kitchen so that it becomes something new. We're going to get rid of the little glass tiles and put in, you know, big subway tiles. It's going to change the look and feel of the kitchen. And that's something that can make the space feel that much better.
Is there one thing that stands out? Like if somebody hasn't been there and you make a change, is it the floor? Is it the walls that people would really notice?
I mean, if you really want to just make small changes, change out some of the furniture and change up some of the things in the guest bedroom. So, you know, that, for example, is a bunch of fabric that, you know, could recreate a bed. I could cover some of the furniture like that, and I have time to take some of my existing furniture and recover it, or to go out and buy some new furniture. But the reality is, when you think about it, that if I'm going to buy new furniture, it's going to not be created for probably 8 to 10 weeks. So I need to order it now, and then in 10 weeks it's going to arrive in my house. But also the reason that you need a floor plan. You go to big, huge stores and you look at a piece of furniture and you think, this is what I'm going to buy, forgetting that the store has ceilings that are 20, 30 feet high, and the room is massive, and you get this piece of furniture home and you go, oh, it really doesn't fit. If you've created a floor plan, then you can say, you know, this is what I want to do. And these are some examples of, you know, re-accessorizing, changing up some of the furniture, just changing the look and feel, or the tiles that go around the fireplace, for instance, redoing the bed, changing the furniture in the guest bedroom. Just by creating some of those changes, you create great and fun change. Finding little pieces of, like, carpet, you can create area rugs out of these carpets that can look beautiful. So lovely, covering the staircases, things like that can really help you in terms of creating a new look.
Can I afford you?
Absolutely, you can afford it. I mean, typically the designer should, well, maybe not you. Because there's an added fee because it's you.
You could probably afford Glenn. I can't. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.